I am not a film or TV critic presenting a review. This is just my reaction and personal feelings about the drama. In the past, I've always consumed K-drama by binge watching an already complete season. It doesn't matter if it's been years since it aired, it's all there and I watch it when I have the time. However, these days with VOD, new dramas are released 2 episodes per week, and that's how it went for me as I watched Our Beloved Summer. I loved this series so much that while waiting for next week's episodes, I would rewatch it from the first episode until I again caught up with the current one. Someone tell me I'm not the only one who did that. So while I sew Kook Yeon Su's uniform for my doll, let's talk more about OBS. But instead of laying out why I love the drama, let's dive into some of the elements which, for me, separates OBS from the rest. So right from the first few episodes, we know that our main characters met in school. We see a lot of youthful energy and bickering in contrast to the more, let's say, muted and mundane present day. In fact, it's in the masterful unraveling of our MC's past that the drama really shines. Immediately, we wanted to know when and how they started dating, but more importantly, when and why they called it quits. Personally, the plot didn't pique my interest at all. Ex-lovers finding their way back together? Oh wow, how original. However, I'm pleasantly surprised how it was skillfully handled. And apart from our MC's relationship, it's also interesting to see how the supporting characters' stories and personalities were unpacked. A friend quietly observing from the sidelines. A young but seasoned idol, hyper-aware of her celebrity status, looking for love. Parents yearning for their child, and a child longing for a mother's affection, or at the very least, attention. It has actually become formulaic that K-dramas involve a female lead and 2 men fighting for her affection. OBS spares us from that, thank goodness. What we get instead in Kim Jae-young is a very layered second lead. Despite spotting Yeon Su first and developing feelings for her first, he pretty much from the get-go decided to take the role of an observer. Perhaps because of his gratitude towards Choi-young and Choi-young's family, or even perhaps partly because of his inability to express his feelings, we all watched from episode to episode the painful path Kim Jae-young chose for himself. And here's the kicker, while we witnessed Kim Jae-young's despair, we are also conscious of the fact that Jung Chae-ran appears to be taking that very same route. Many themes are as well explored here. We have Kook Yeon Su, an orphan living with and caring for her grandmother, working several jobs just to make ends meet. We have Kim Jae-young, whose mother has always left him alone even as a young child to fend for himself. And we have Choi-young, who, despite being raised by hardworking and loving parents, we discovered later on was actually abandoned by his biological father on a busy street. As the story progresses, we see all of them under a new light, and we can understand their motivations, their rationale as they navigate through their adult life, while the painful past still took hold of them. The drama reminds us that we all have scars, some uglier than others, and we're just trying to make sense of it all. In the restaurant scene where a radio program was talking about nature versus nurture, it was unclear to me why Choi-young turned it off. I thought he felt uncomfortable hearing about it and also felt uneasy that his parents should listen to that. However, in the final episode, we gained clarity from the conversation Choi-young and his adoptive mother had while sharing a meal. It was such an emotionally charged scene, and what Umi said practically threw salt at them tear ducts. I have seen some of Choi Woo-shik's past projects, but this is my first Kim Demi experience. I only watched The Witch Part 1 subversion after finishing OBS. It's not surprising how successful this drama became, and I hear it's also gaining traction elsewhere around the world where it's recently released. I just love the chemistry between them. I think I'm not alone in obsessing over this drama days after it ended. I watched tons of interviews and clips, and I'm surprised how much input the actors had during scenes, specifically the kissing scenes and also the super fun dodgeball scene. Soli and Eunho are a fun pair. Even Yeon Su's team within one company was very amusing, and I think Choo Young's parents were perfectly cast. So all these elements, including the beautiful filming locations, the interiors, the set design, the wardrobe, and of course the soundtrack, all these things endeared me to this drama. I am clearly fangirling too much, so I'll stop here for now. But before I do, here are some of my favorite scenes from the drama. Comment down below what yours are. If anyone asked me what my favorite K-drama is, the fast answer would be Reply 1988. In fact, it's the show I would always recommend to anyone. But to get a gauge of what type of K-drama viewer I am, I'd like to share my top 5 favorite K-dramas. As I started to list down 5, I realized it's too difficult to narrow it down to just 5, so let me share a few. My top 3 go-to would be Reply 1988 or Answer Me 1988. Go Back Couple or Couple on the Backtrack, and Coffee Prince. As for the relatively new ones, I have the Hospital Playlist series, Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, and of course, our beloved Summer. And let me throw in some special mentions. 18 Again, It's Okay to Not Be Okay, and Nevertheless. And needless to say, I have watched dozens more K-dramas, but some of them just aren't as memorable, or I just didn't have the urge to rewatch them. Comment down below if your watch list resembles mine, or if you disagree with any of my picks, tell me why. I'll stop rambling on, and now let's have a look at Akahana, a random girl from Yeon Su and Choo Young's high school. Follow me and Akahana on our socials, and consider subscribing. This has been Tita Koala. I'm right round the corner. Bye for now.